All right, everyone. This is what is it? Part 4 or 5. Pardon me for not having everything exactly perfect. Everything's kind of in rough carpentry mode, but this is part 4 or 5 of my experiences going through a spiritual awakening. Now, where was I here? So I left the Rainbow Gathering, and these people gave me a ride. Their tire, they got 2 flat tires back to back, and I started hitchhiking once they used up their last spare tire, and so I was gonna buy a Greyhound bus out of Montana, but basically what happened is that I hitchhiked from just south of Jackson, Montana to Butte, Montana. Stayed in that shelter for like one night, and then tried to catch a ride hitchhiking going east on what is that highway that runs through Butte and connects Butte to Billings. I think it's highway I-90. And so I was hitchhiking east of Butte, and I started out at roughly 1 or 2 p.m. and I hitchhiked the rest of the day till the sun went down. And I didn't catch no ride. And there was this field next to the highway that was a cow pasture field with cows in it. And I hopped over the fence, and I was just gonna somehow crash out right there. And this is like on the top of a hill, kind of. And just when I'm about to call it quits for the day, I look eastward, and I see the lights of a town that's close by. And so I continue on eastward into that town that's a stone throw away. And I noticed this mechanic shop that has all these different vehicles on the outside of it. And there is a truck that has one of the doors open, at least one of the doors open. So I hop in the truck and I crash out in that truck for the night. And I wake up before the sun comes up, and I'm looking around at all these vehicles in this parking lot of this auto mechanic shop. And I think to myself, I wonder if one of these vehicles has the keys in the ignition and it will fire up. And I check one single vehicle, the vehicle to my right. It's a utility truck, a flatbed utility truck. And I check to see if the door, the driver's side door is open, which it is. And then I see that the keys are in the ignition of the truck. And I'm looking down at the shifter, and I notice the knob is like upside down or something. And I have a piece of paper and a pen, and I thought, well, let's try to shift it into different gears and tinker around with it to figure out which gear is which and write it down on this piece of paper. And then I was like, okay, wait a second. We learned this in steering and suspension in auto mechanics. that those knobs can many times or all the time screw off to where, like for instance, you can screw off the knob, the factory standard knob, and screw on a knob that's in the shape of a 8-ball. It looks like it looks like an absolute it looks like an actual 8-ball. So I thought to myself, okay, I just simply tinkered around with it to see if it could screw. I just simply made it go upright, just like how you're reading a book. You know what I'm saying? So sure enough, I twisted it in the upright position. I found out which gear is which, and I wanted to test out the reverse gear. So first of all, I pushed in the clutch, and I was going to see if it would even fire up to begin with, because after all, it was at a mechanic shop. So I pushed in the clutch, put the gear shifter in neutral, cranked over the key, and sure enough, that thing fired up on the first try. I keep the clutch still pushed all the way in to the floor, and I put the shifter in reverse, and I look right behind my shoulder, and I test out the first gear, and sure enough, it backs up, and I do a 3-point turnaround, and I go the other way, face the other direction, 180 degrees the opposite direction. Get ready to pull out of the parking lot. The window of the driver's side window is a little bit rolled down, so I roll it all the way up, and I test out the first gear, and sure enough, it goes forward in first gear, and I'm like, okay, I think I might have tested out the second gear, I don't know, but this was right by the highway, so I immediately just got right on the highway. And it's kind of like that scene in Fast and Furious, where that one dude with that Volkswagen Jetta, he steals that, he lost the race, and so you all know that scene. He lost the race, and so then when he's driving away with the car that he lost, because he lost the race, you can see his reaction, like, oh God, you know, he says, oh God, and he cannot believe he's doing that, and I said that under my breath, oh my goodness, dude, I cannot believe I'm stealing this vehicle. And so this is not like the show called Bay Car, where cause this is not like the show called Bay Car, where once you steal a vehicle, they shut it down shortly afterwards. Cause I went on a crime spree, not because I woke up one day and said to the world I was bored, you know what I'm saying? But there were several factors that led to this. In all honesty, I believe it was my calling to do. But it's not like the show called Bay Car. You know what I'm saying? They let me run with this vehicle. They were on to me from the very beginning, and they let me run with this vehicle from because it was about like 40 miles from Butte to Whitehall. Whitehall is where I got to eventually, and so I continued driving. I continued going east with a truck, the utility truck, and I must have been driving like 30 minutes, 45 minutes, an hour further down the road, probably about 30, 45 minutes down the road. And I'm flipping through the radio station, you know what I'm saying? And by the way, I know that truck I picked up at a mechanic shop. So not surprisingly, I noticed something that was wrong with the vehicle. And one of the gears didn't work. So basically what I did was just skip that gear. Since it wouldn't go into like, I think it was like third gear, I just simply skipped right over that and shifted all the way up to fourth gear. You know what I'm saying? Still worked just pretty much the same. It just took a little bit longer. Took a little bit longer for it to catch back up to speed. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, so a few minutes down the road, I'm flipping through the radio station, and all of a sudden, the very first song that I found on the radio that I liked was that song that goes, "Life is a highway, I want to ride it all night long." That was the first good song, because I was flipping through the stations over and over again, trying to possibly find a good song. And when I did, it was that one, and not just that. I caught it from the very beginning. And so my reaction when I heard that song was like a dopamine rush like no other. And so it was like a few moments later, like right after that song, the next song I hear on the radio is that one, it goes, "Oh, we're halfway there, oh, take my hand, we'll make it, I swear. Oh, we're living on a prayer." And then after that, I look at the fuel gauge, and the fuel is almost out of the fuel tank in the vehicle. So luckily, this very day when I steal this vehicle, and I steal another one after that, which we'll get to that here in a second. This day that I steal two vehicles, I got paid my disability check. So I'm getting off at different exits of the highway, trying to find a fuel station, and I finally find a fuel station, and I go into the gas station. I'm kind of trying to feel out the situation to see if the authority figures are onto me or not. And so you know how with drug dealers, if they get busted, they'll offer to give lots of money to whoever was that busted them. I didn't have like $1 million, but I did offer to give I did give a $10 tip to the cashier at the gas station, and there was a restaurant at the gas station, and I gave a $10 tip to two different waitresses. So basically, what happens next is that I go to fuel up the vehicle, and I don't know whether this vehicle takes regular gasoline or diesel fuel. So I go inside the gas station, and I make something up, and I say to the cashier while someone else is around, "Hey, can you tell me what kind of fuel this truck takes? Because I just got hired on to this company, and they forgot to tell me what kind of fuel this truck takes." And some dude that heard what I said, he was like, "Okay, let me take a look at the truck, and I'll let you know." And so he comes out to the truck, and he says, "Regular gasoline fuel, the gas nozzles of regular gasoline has a more small diameter sized fuel nozzle than the diesel ones. This is we'll be back here in a second. Hold on, we'll be back. Cut."